Welcome and welcome back. Today, we're going to go over creating a drop-down list in Microsoft Excel. Now, a drop-down list really helps people work more efficiently. And there's two reasons I think why people use drop-down lists. Say for instance, you have a spreadsheet that you work on a monthly basis, and all you have to do is change the month and the year. Wouldn't it be convenient to just go in and pick the month and the year that you want? And the second reason in using a drop-down list. Let's just say, for instance, you send out a survey or questionnaire to a group of people. If you send it out to 25 people, you're probably going to get 25 different responses. So what a drop-down list does is that it keeps the responses to specific values that you give to them. So they won't be out of bounds. They will stay within those requirements, those criteria that you send to them. So let's get it then. All right, so let's create this drop-down list. So what we have here, as usual, I already have a spreadsheet set up or data set. And this is a project snapshot of some projects that we have going on at our casino. Okay, so these are project managers. These are the projects that they're taking on. So what we want to know is what phase they're in, or if they spent more than 100 or less than 100,000 to date. But check this out. Imagine if you sent this to all these guys here, or even 1,000 people. You send this out. You'll probably get something like just started, almost done, don't know, etc. For this column, you may get, I don't know, 98K. This guy may put 125,000. This guy may put 9,000. But I think you get the idea. This can get very confusing if you have a lot of people or a lot of data. That's why you were smart enough to have specific values for them to choose from. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get rid of this information, and we are going to create our drop-down list. The first thing we want to do is we want to highlight all of these cells under the phase column. And we're going to go to data. We're going to go to data tools. And as you can see, it gives you an answer of what the data validation tool does. Picks from a list of rules to limit the type of data that can be entered in a cell. So let's do it. Click on it, data validation. And here you have settings. Here you can leave it open to any values. That means they can type in anything they want in the phase, which we do not want. We want a list. So we're going to click on list, and we're going to type in the list that we want. So we're going to do initiation, comma, planning, comma, execution, comma, control and monitoring, comma, and closing. We're going to hit OK. Now, as you can see, when you go into the phase, it gives you the option of picking one of these project lifecycle. Paul G may be into the closing phase. James S could be in the execution stage. But as you can see, they have to pick from my specific value. Now, less than 100,000 or greater than 100,000 spent to date, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to highlight the cells that we want. Go to data, data tools, data validation. We're going to change from any value to list, and we're going to type in less than 100K, comma, greater than 100K. Hit OK. And now they can tell us exactly whether they're less than or greater than 100K. Oops. And that is how you create a drop-down list. Now I have another example here. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you, instead of typing in the information, you can also link the information to specific values you have on another spreadsheet or on the same spreadsheet you have here. So what we do in that situation, we have an employee satisfaction survey. We're not taking any names, but we have responses for the tenure of the employee. Less than 6 months, 6 months to a year, 5 to 10 years, above 10 years. And we're going to put the answer here. Now, in terms of the survey, we have responses to these questions. My immediate supervisor is impartial. You strongly disagree, somewhat disagree, neither disagree or agree, or strongly agree. And we're going to put these answers here. So the way we go about that is we go to data, data validation. We go to settings, and we're going to go to list. And here, before, when we typed in initiation, planning, execution, etc., we're going to just link it to the responses that we want. Hit OK, and hit OK. Now, when the person goes in, doesn't have to put in a name, but he can put whether they've been there for 6 months to a year, above 10 years, etc. We're going to do the same thing with the survey. Highlight the cells that we want our drop-down list to go to. Data tools, data validation. Going to go to list, and we're going to link it to the source. And we're going to hit OK and OK. And there we have it. My immediate supervisor is impartial. Somewhat agree. Follows through on commitments. Strongly agree. Gives me feedbacks. Somewhat disagree, etc. But you get the idea. That is how you do drop-down lists. Either you can link it or you can type in your list that you'd like. Now, with that said, there's some other real neat things that you can do with the drop-down list as well. Say, for instance, here on this drop-down list, maybe you want to add input message or some type of message when the respondents hover above the cell. So we're going to go to data, data validation, and we're going to go to input message. So here we can put a title like, please select an option. And the input message could be something like, I don't know, private data, no name used. Right? So we'll hit OK. And as you can see, once you click on it, it tells you, please select an option, private data, no names or names used. So there you have it. That would even spice it up a lot more. And there's one other thing you can do as well. You can even put an alert error on your drop-down list. So how do we go about that? We can just go to data, data validation, error alert, and we can put an error. We can put warning, and we can do something like, please select an option. Stop now. And we can hit OK. So here we go, and we try to type in something, and we get an error message. Please select an option, stop now, either continue yes, no, cancel, or help. Now, isn't that cool? So there you have it. how to create a drop-down list in Microsoft Excel. So if you're liking our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, like, and comment. Keep training, keep learning, and never get comfortable. We'll be back with more videos. Until next time.